initiatives. Her major focus is on economic empowerment of rural women and bringing sustainable changes. She has been continuously working on developing a chain of rural women upcyclers who upcycle waste paper in particular and generate livelihood and develop a voice of their own. This is very important. Creating entrepreneurship is very important, and this is what she is doing, and she's very successful in it. And we will see in her talk and also in the subsequent video that how she has managed to bring women into the main fold and bring about sources of livelihood for them. She also runs a brand, Paper Wings, where she is an advocate of eco-friendly, handcrafted products and raises her voice on consumer behavior change. All this initiative of hers has been recognized, and she has been awarded many awards, the Bronze and Silver Award in 2015 and 16, and is the REX Karamveer Global Fellow. She is also a fellow with the Indian IIT Delhi as a women entrepreneur and empowerment. And she has been speaking and talking on many forums, promoting the concepts which she is herself promoting. And she's also a member of the Women Social Entrepreneurs Network. So over to Mrs. Das for the talk, and I hope all of you will really find her talk very interesting and very encouraging. So over to you, Mrs. Das, and I again welcome you to this series of webinar which we are organizing. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Praveen Saxena. Thank you for giving this opportunity to talk about my experiences and the journey. So I am Nilanjana Das. I run this organization called Action Center for Transformation, and I have been working with the rural women for the past 10 years. So I'll be just sharing the presentation so that it becomes more easier for the people to connect and to see how the journey began and what we have been doing. So I'll be sharing the screen. So here I would like to start with the little story of my. Can you go to the previous slide? So with a little story of when I began the journey.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I met Chandravati in one of the villages, and she had just lost her husband, and she had given birth to 2 children. She had come to me, and that was just the end of some project. It was a health project. She had 2 healthy babies, but when she lost her husband, she didn't know what to do. So, when I saw Chandravati, I felt that, these women, who are vulnerable, and there is a lack of social insecurity, there's a lack of economic insecurity, physical and emotional insecurity. There needs to be done something for these women. So when we went around the village, we saw these women, they may have some kind of skills, but they did not have the the money in their hand to have a better life for themselves. At the same time, we thought that what we can do for these women. We had made a proposal for these women, and we had gone to the corporates in the urban areas. So when we went to the urban areas, and seeking help to help these rural women, they had told us that, you being an NGO, why don't you do something for the waste? Because that time, the waste was a very vibrant problem coming up in the urban cities. And this is the time which I'm talking at least about 6 to 7 years back. So, and then me being a person who is more oriented towards working for the women empowerment, came home and did a lot of brainstorming that what can be done with these problems in the urban areas, which is a major waste, and the problem in the rural areas. So the screen which you can see in front of you, you can see the rural areas, what type of problems that we have faced. There was mostly of the SC communities, there were no financial literacy, there was no very lack of financial decision making. Generally, it was a huge family of to 8, and there was the income was around 5,000 to 20,000. And there was, and there was a lot of gender discrimination. Can you go to the next slide? So, and then in the urban, when we saw, so we have seen the ever increasing population, urbanization, the waste management was emerging as a huge challenge in the country. Now, this is the time when I did the research and found out that 62 million tons of waste is generated in the country. When I zoomed into Gurgaon and I found that by the city that I live, what is the type of waste? There's about 2 million tons. And I was like, it was quite shocking that, a single person cannot tackle. You need a whole government, whole civil body to tackle such a huge problem. But as an individual, as a person, as a single person, what can I do to contribute to bring the rural women and the urban problem, together, so that, there can be some kind of solution. And after doing a research, of course, there are many different types of waste, the dry, the wet waste. But when the dry can be, there can be various categories of the dry waste, because the characteristics of the waste has also changed tremendously, because there's so much diversifications, there is so much subcategories of the waste. But when
You've lost your voice. Sarvesh? This is not there. We have lost your voice. क्या हुआ सर्वेश? वो आवाज तो आ नहीं रही. मैं बोला था पहले एक बार चेक कर लो ना. आपको चेक करना. हाँ? नहीं तो यू टेल हर. उसको पंत वगैरह को वो करने दो. एडमिट तो करो लोगों को. क्या हो गया सर्वेश? पंत लिख रहा तो ये खुला रहने दो ना. तुम्हें आता है? It is being live. It is being.
Hi, Doctor. Yes, yeah, you can just play the video because there's some problem. The
Okay.
technical one, I'm trying to log in again.
Okay, okay. ये सर्वेश, play the video तब तक. Then let me go on this. Just so, are we on? Yeah, we are just playing the video. There is some technical problem, and she will just reconnect. इसमें कहाँ है ये सर्वेश? No. Sorry for this technical glitch. Mrs. Das is connecting again. We are playing the video in the meantime. Yeah, about our organization. Please, go ahead.
सभी पढ़ के पेपर फेंक देते हैं, कुछ काम नहीं करते या फिर रद्दी वाले को दे देते हैं, कह के इसको दोबारा यूज किया जाए, ऐसा हम कुछ प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे.
This is the Bandwari community. Our entire initiative is with the Harijan women. We started just a newspaper collection campaign. Then gradually the term upcycling came into our mind. There is some inner urge among the women to do something very new, very creative every day. We thought of why not, explore this skill, give them the newspapers and see what kind of things comes out from that.
जब अपसाइक्लिंग बोलते हैं तो उसमें हम लोग प्रोडक्ट को डिस्ट्रॉय ना करते, जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट उसी से हम लोग नया प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं जिसका और यूटिलिटी हो और उसका जो सेल्फ लाइफ है वो बढ़ जाता है. हम लोग ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स बना सकते हैं कि जो मार्केट में एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट रेंज है उसको इजीली रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं और एक अल्टरनेटिव प्रोडक्ट लाइन हो सकता है जो कि इको फ्रेंडली हो और जो हैंडमेड हो.
अब तो ये सोचती हूँ मैं आगे बढ़े, मेरा काम मैं और भी ऊपर जाऊँ, लोगों से पहचान हो तो उसमें और काफ़ी सामान बना लेते हैं, अपने घर का खर्चा चल जाता है, अपने आप को लगता है कि हमें कुछ शक्ति आ गई है.
Ma'am, you can continue share the screen for the presentation.
Hello.
Please.
Hello.
Continue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very sorry because lot of technical, there's lecture today at my place. So here I was continuing with the problem statement in the urban cities, right? So, so next was that how do we connect the two problems? So the next slide. So we went and thought of these two problems, and these two problems, it's like joining the dots. The joining the dots of where is the waste, how this waste can be turned as the raw materials for a social enterprise, and how this waste can be taken to these women who can convert and transform the waste into certain kind of livelihood opportunities. So here, when we see this, and whenever we do this work, we have to see the key elements of sustainability. So when we saw, because whenever there is a waste, we first see that how do we reduce the waste, first of all, from our front. Second, whenever there is a waste generated, we try to recycle waste as much as possible and see that the waste do not accumulate in the landfills. And when we involve the local community groups or the women self-help groups or the rag pickers or involving the local bodies to give it as a more sustainable mode. So when we initiated our program, which was called Kagas Ke Punk from ACT, so we tried to fulfill all these aspects of sustainability under waste management. So so next. And at the same time, there were certain waste management rules which the government was bringing up. Like in the 2014, there was the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. And in 2016, the government focused on segregation. The segregation into the dry waste and the wet waste and the domestic hazardous waste. So now here, the wet waste, which is biodegradable, they dry the plastic, paper, metal, and wood. And we know about this domestic, which is the diapers, the napkins, the empty containers of cleaning agents, and the mosquito repellents, and of course, the other things. Now, here, when ACT initiated, so when we started collecting the paper, the segregation was done at the first round. So there was the awareness building on segregating your dry and the wet waste. So in dry waste also there was segregation. So it was into different, the wood, it is biodegradable. Again, the plastics went to a different source. The papers came to ACT, and the other metal went for the recycling purpose. And according to this, the other silent features of this waste management rules has been that, that the source segregation of waste has been mandated to channelize the waste to wealth by recovery, reuse, and recycle. So you are not burning the waste, you're not burning the paper, you're not burning the plastics or burning the cloth, but you are using certain techniques of recycling or reusing or recovering so that you make a more upgraded product. So and secondly, the wet waste was also simultaneously certain training programs were given that how you can convert the wet into a compost, both in the urban as well as in the rural areas. And the whole program that we followed, of course, definitely followed the 7 R of recycling, which includes the recycle, refuse, reduce, reuse, and repair. Now the next slide. So here, with all these things into mind, keeping the waste management in mind, bringing the women into the picture, because women become the central, the women managing the waste. So the passion, the entire passion, which was, which gave us a vision to create a sustainable livelihood for the women in the rural communities by upcycling the waste to resource. Now here, we are also in the generation of creating a chain of rural women upcyclers. Now, I will also say that we do not use the word recycle, we use the word upcycle. And why do we use the word upcycle? And thirdly, that certain products are continuously made, are continuously developed, and from these waste into an eco-friendly lifestyle and a high-end product, and which becomes a solution in the market, which is a solution in the market alternative to a plastic product or other harmful products. So here, then after understanding, after the need analysis, after researching the entire aspect, we started this journey of ACT, where we started creating the rural women upcyclers. Now, the whole thing of this rural women upcyclers has been called the Kagas Ke Punk, and we work with 300 women. The organization works with 300 women, and they are into 25 self-help groups in 5 villages in Gurugram district. And we do a lot of capacity building programs on this waste management and upcycling the waste into beautiful products. And we have been doing in the different states under CSR programs and other craft organization. Now, till date, ACT has supported in segregation of the waste and upcycle around 1 lakh kgs of paper waste through self-help groups women every year. And we started with 5 women and expanded to 300 women. And we started with 2 products. And now the women crafters make around 100 different products. And every product we keep that this is according to the consumer market and it can be sellable in the market. And the women are also trained to develop new products with waste on regular basis. And here, we always focus on the rag pickers. We always focus on the poor and the lowest rung. But here too, we have focused on the self-help groups, that is the women. But here we have given a more meaningful position to these women. They're not only the rag pickers, I'll say, but they are the waste segregators who take the paper waste, they sort out the paper waste, and they are trained to become crafters, or they're trained to become more women entrepreneurs, so that they can make something more productive from the waste, and call themselves a women crafter or a women entrepreneur and earn a livelihood, which has been the focus of the program. And another thing act is that we see that anything out of waste, recycle, people really are very reluctant to accept a recycled product. It's not very easy to convince a people to accept a product. But act along with the team and with the many people around us. So we have been successful in establishing this paper upcycled products in the market, and it has been supported by many, people, like-minded people, and the people who understand the eco-friendly nature of the whole products. Now, we have been using it's called upcycling next. So that we say it's an upcycle. So here the logo that you see, or that, it's also made from the paper from the master crafters. And why do we call it an upcycling? Because there is no water, no electricity required, or no any kind of resources required in development of this product. These products are completely handmade. Everything is handmade. Not maybe very simple machines are used in making the products, but since no resources in the terms of in terms of water, electricity is not wasted in making this product. So, and when you upgrade a particular product into a high value product, then it's called a upcycled product. So here, the techniques that we have been using in the upcycling, that's a previous slide, Sharvesh. Yeah. So it's the coiling, it's the rolling, and the weaving. So these are very, very simple techniques which has been used in managing the waste, you can say, So waste is something, but you need certain kind of methodology to manage this waste. And here, ACT has chosen an art form, a creative form to manage the waste. So here, the simple steps, upcycling techniques of coiling, rolling, and paper weaving, they make these products. And these products, although they are made out of paper, they are sturdy products, they're long-lasting products, and their durability, there may be a question, but we get very good feedback on the durability of the product. But once the product is final, people sometimes think it's like a bamboo, or it's a cane or a wood. It gets so much strength. The strength in the paper, the strength in the waste increases. Yeah, next. Yeah, so the strategy that we have been doing, how we have been able to do this, how we are able to develop this model with us. So initially, we work with self-help groups, which is at the ground level. That's every individual women, and there's 300 women who are associated. Not all do the work, but they're all associated into the whole process. They're in some or the other activities. So every woman is important. So the SCG becomes the base. The SCGs are federated into a federation that becomes a collective forum where they work. And then we have ACT, which is more as like an advisory body to the whole system. So what products to be done, what colors to be used, what adhesive to be used, how the waste, from where do we get the waste? The waste has to be collected from the different sources. It may be the hotels and the restaurant, it may be the apartments, it may be the corporate offices, but how the waste has to be segregated and has to be brought to the villages. So this entire thing has been worked out, and this is done by ACT, and this waste is collected, the paper waste, even the cloth, and some cases it may be a little bit of the plastic waste, which we have started working on, is it goes to the village level as the raw materials for their production, right? And their ACT is involved in this entire waste collection. It is involved in community mobilization, because who will be the women who are going to work with us, who identifying these women to become the member of an SSG, because here you're not only a member of an SSG, you're a catalyst, you're a change agent, you're working with waste, you're creating an example. So this is one thing that, so every woman is identified, and we have a small team, very dedicated team who does this, the community mobilization. Secondly, we do the capacity building programs, that how waste is transformed into a product which is sellable. So we have a series of training curriculums on doing this, and where is a 3-month curriculum which we work with every group in a very hand-holding way, that how they can turn the waste into a resource. So this capacity building is ongoing. And then is the product development phase. Then we have the entire part of, the quality checking, the supply management. So all these systems are in place. So which helps these women, to make a quality product. And first the quality is checked at the SSG level, then at the federation level, and then at the organization level. And then it goes out to the market. So not only the product or the skill development is done on waste management and waste transformation, but there is continuously entrepreneurship trainings also given to the women, motivating them to do something, to come out with new designs, or to get a artisan card from the government, so that they also to have the artisan card, because they are now considered a artisan, a crafter, a waste crafter she has become, where she is recognized and she can take the benefits from the government. So all these things are facilitated. And thirdly, the financial inclusion is very important for us, because every woman who is involved, we train them to become financial literate, because she needs to understand how to calculate her money, how to put the money in the bank, how to calculate the cost of a product, and how to utilize the money, because that money, the first mission has been to change the women, her way of seeing the life. So how she uses the money for her own social development, for her own self-development, and giving her more a social security. Yeah, next, Sarvesh. So here you can see we have, this villages and very vibrant women. We're having these skill development programs. And next. Yeah, so, and there has been a continuously new product development also happening from the cloths. You can see the lady holding a runner, which is the cloth runner, which is completely made from the waste cloth. If these are the paper mache and the different categories of the products, but the most selling products, has been the home decor products. And these are the very high-end home decor products. And we as an organization has been able to develop products for every month, for every season, for every festival. Like the Diwali that we did, we had beautiful Diwali catalog where we have all the products were made from this waste paper. It was a beautiful collection, and people really don't know that how this waste can be transformed by these beautiful hands of these women. So so there has been a tremendous, change in this women, in their income generation as well over the years. Yeah. So next slide, please. So here the market revenue model that we've been talking about, because this upcycle products or the recycle products. Can you go to the next slide, Sarvesh, please? So, and the market revenue model is that when you have these products, these are the waste products, that is a various range of products. Now you need to sell these products, the previous slide. So you need to sell these products. The marketing has been a very challenging for every, for the product, particularly the recycled and the upcycled product, because it's very difficult to convince. But we as an organization have been working on doing an awareness generation at every platform, every marketing platform, to accept and keep the upcycled product in their forum. So we have, Dastakar, we have Khadi, we have, different online platforms now who wants to keep, because the environment has become a very important primary focus, and for this they want to keep the eco-friendly products on their sites. So now the products are well accepted, and now it is going on, even the quality has improved, so it goes on to the different platforms. And we have been working on these revenue models, and we are they're working on the different channels. Like, we do a lot of exhibitions, but of course during the pandemic the exhibition was off, so we had to transform ourselves to understand the digital part and to take the market, take the products more digitally on the various platforms. So I think this is still a struggle, but we are still doing it, working on it, how we can. But I'm very thankful to a few, the digital platforms who have been giving us the opportunity to support and promote this waste related products, the upcycled products, and particularly which are handcrafted. So, and we have a lot of social, interactions between the universities, colleges, different corporate CSRs to understand this, how these waste products can be developed and how this can be a kind of social enterprise for these rural women. Yeah, next. So, the key factors which has been very successful, I feel, where I consider them as the success factors for us, for the social enterprise on the waste management is like, the raw material, which is actually the waste, which is people struggle with the waste in the urban areas, and that becomes a boon for the rural areas. So here there has been this easy available of the raw materials here, which is generated from every, I think so, every nook and corner you can find these papers, and which is collected by these women. And secondly, the system that we have developed to make the whole thing successful is that we have this 4-stage process, right from SHG, federation, organization, and the more bigger thing, where every, there has been a very transparent process, very participatory process. Every SHG member participates, every, person seeing that what products need to be developed, what color needs to be given, every raw material has to be eco-friendly in nature. So, and the design development has also been very participatory for the last 2 years, because the women have come forward. They have come out with new designs. They have come out with new techniques of making, and people have really appreciated this kind of designs which have been from the waste. Now, skill-based livelihood for women at their doorsteps. So we have provided the skills, at this, because these are the home-based women. There was the training centers in the villages, and we had a flexibility, and there was a 100% participation. And that, I'll say, we were thankful for this, for these women who came forward and learned this new skill of upcycling waste paper, and the entire, and we had a great support from the community as well as the other aspects. And the challenges, because in every process, of course, the challenges has also been very vibrant. No journey is without challenge. So it has been like, the segregation, yes, still now, if we have been continuously doing awareness generation, but still segregation in certain platforms becomes a challenge. Sometimes we find it very difficult to segregate and where to put out the waste. So I feel there has to be more initiatives taken on segregation of the waste right from the source level. At every platform, I think we all should come together for this, because this is still a challenge, but we try to mitigate some of the parts. And secondly, marketing, because we have been doing for quite some time, but yes, initially the marketing, I mean, talking about the products, reach out of these products, product being because these products were innovative, it requires some consumer education. You need to educate the consumer, because how these products are made, how durable these products are. So, but understanding the consumer mindset, what exactly the consumer want and what you deliver. But this has been a challenge, but this more than challenge, it has been a learning process for us. And with the time, we have learned a lot on this, and regarding the how to make this paper-based upcycled products durable. And now I think we have achieved a lot more in making this paper products durable. And of course, the being an NGO, because we are registered as an NGO, so people would like to give funds on the training, but for the market development, you need more support. So we lack the funding for the market development or the support. So here, because now it's more digitalized, everything is it's going online. So more more technical knowledge, more on and it's not only the technical knowledge, with the entire team, with the entire women groups, how to operate a mobile, how to sell a product through a mobile. So this is also very important, I think. So it's very important. And how to manage your waste through the mobile is very important, I think. So these things should be taken up into consideration, where we can work together, because next 5 to 10 years is entire digitalization. So even the waste management has to be digitalized somewhere. Participation of women in the marketing activities, yes, because the vendor entrepreneurships, the women have come forward, but they're very good production groups. They are production, they make products, but somewhere in the marketing, going out in the market and selling and the products, they're very good in awareness generation, but selling has got a different thing, a different ball game together. So it's like we have to work on more on this marketing activity, but there is a huge lot of potential of this recycled and the upcycled products in the market, not only in India, but also in abroad. Yeah, next. So with the whole impact, we have been, working, of course, with directly with these many 300 women, but it's the whole family of 2,500 people who are impacted. It's not only the women in the family, in the community, the whole community sees, and indirectly 10,000 people that we have been impacting over the years, and I think many more, because we have been continuously doing the capacity building programs, not only in our areas, but also with other CSRs. And the impact, very important, I feel that when these women, these upcyclers that we call, they are recognized by the DC Handicraft Ministry of Textiles as paper crafters, and they're given the artisan cards. This is a huge, I feel, recognition, because when you get the card, they are the certified crafters. They can now work with this paper. So, and then significant change, of course, in self-confidence, decision-making abilities, and enhanced mobility. So what the problem that we saw in the first slide, there's certain, I'll not say the entire thing has gone, but yes, there has been some kind of impact, and women have come out. There is mobility. The women who was behind her veils, she was shy to come out. Today, she can stand in the exhibition and she can talk about her products very confidently. She can sell the products, and she can also give training, because these women, they're not only the crafters, but they are also the master trainers to train the other women like them. And upcycling 3,000 to 5,000 kgs of waste and more every month, because in like the season where they make more products, like the second half of the year, we upcycle a huge amount of waste. But maybe the summer seasons are little slower seasons, but that time we do all the collections, and we see that how we focus on this dry and wet both. Yeah, next. So here I'm just sharing with you with some images from our field. She is Reena from village Bandwari, and she has built a toilet in her home by earning money. And today she not only makes the paper products and part of an SCG, but she is an SCG expert. She can train women on SCG, and she's also a health coordinator in her village. So this is how I've seen Reena's growth over the past 10 years. And next slide here also, so there were visitors from outside to see how this waste is upcycled.
different. So here, not only the paper weaving technique we have used, but we use also a lot of paper mache, which is a very traditional technique here. So it's a very, but you make more, products which are liked by the people. So they made these kind of lamps and bowls, very beautiful, which were, which were even went abroad, when went to Netherlands to these products which were made by, and the waste which was collected. So, and we also focus on these, you'll say physically challenged. The first girl that you see, she cannot see, but she can fold a paper. She can fold, she can make a product. And the second lady, you see, she has lost her legs in an accident, but she does beautiful weaving. So we also do our inclusive development. We bring the physically people in the whole aspect of waste management. Yeah. Next, and financial literacy is a slide here. Next slide, Sarvesh. Next one. Yeah, so this is, you can see the financial includes, we work, those women work, with banks, because bank is a very, very important stakeholder of us, because every woman is connected to bank, because we take it account that every woman has got a bank account. Of course, the SCGs has got a bank account. So there is a requirement of a loan or to start her work, or if somewhere where there's a financial literacy required. So, there's a bank there. So we do a lot of trainings on the financial inclusion of the rural women and how she uses the money that she has earned through the process. Yeah, so this is what that I have to share, and you can go to the next slide quickly, because these are some of the pictures that I wanted to share with everybody, that how women has been participating. It has been totally a participatory process, because here I have ensured that every woman comes forefront, every woman, comes front, every woman's skill is recognized. She understands the work she's doing. She understands, she herself knows what is upcycling, how she's managing the waste, and how she's contributing to the society, and how she's an entrepreneur in herself. Yeah. Yeah, so next slides has got some more images of the sensitization and the behavior change that we have been doing. And I feel, next slide, I feel that this model is very easily replicable and scalable, because ACT has, we have demonstrated some replicability of the model in other locations as well. And the model inculcates the inherent creative abilities of women, because this is nothing new, or these are the inherent creative things of stitching or folding or weaving or painting, which she has to just put it into the waste and build some beautiful products out of it. And considering the easy availability of the waste paper as a raw material, the enterprise model is easily scalable too. So, and the way ahead, so that we are looking forward is that, we really look forward to, with a more, to product development and capacity building of the women, more on the regular, features to come out with a more, a training model, a training center where people can see that's how this waste is productively generated. And we have an ACT Experience Center here located in Gurgaon, and people here can most welcome to come and see, and we can go to the clusters and see how the products are developed and how the products are, the whole system of bringing the products and from the cluster to the office to the consumers and to the customers. So, and of course, funds is always what we require. Support is that to, to get the work more ahead, to spread the work, to replicate the work further. So these are the next slide has got some images of our very vibrant, the women leaders here. And they represent their clusters, and next slide, and they represent their clusters, and they are the catalysts, they're the change agents. They know how to deal with the waste paper, and they segregate the waste paper, and they finally they create these amazing products, and they're bringing a continuous change in their lives. Yeah.
I think we can run the video. We can run the video again. Nilanjana, and after that we can take some question answers. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sarvesh is okay. Yeah. Start.
सभी पढ़ के पेपर फेंक देते हैं, कुछ काम नहीं करते या फिर रद्दी वाले को दे देते हैं, कह रहे कि इसको दोबारा यूज किया जाए, ऐसा हम कुछ प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे.
This is the Bandwari community. Our entire initiative is with the Harijan women. We started just a newspaper collection campaign. Then gradually the term upcycling came into our mind. There is some inner urge among the women to do something very new, very creative every day. We thought of why not, explore this skill, give them the newspapers and see what kind of things comes out from that.
जब अपसाइक्लिंग बोलते हैं तो उसमें हम लोग प्रोडक्ट को डिस्ट्रॉय ना करते, उस जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट उसी से हम लोग नया प्रोडक्ट बनाते जिसका और यूटिलिटी हो और उसका जो सेल्फ लाइफ है वो बढ़ जाता है. हम लोग ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स बना सकते हैं कि जो मार्केट में एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट रेंज है उसको इजीली रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं और एक अल्टरनेटिव प्रोडक्ट लाइन हो सकता है जो कि इको फ्रेंडली हो और जो हैंडमेड हो.
अब तो ये सोचती हूँ मैं आगे बढ़े मेरा काम, मैं और भी ऊपर जाऊँ, लोगों से पहचान हुए तो उसमें और काफ़ी सामान बना लेते हैं, अपने घर का खर्चा चल जाता है, अपने आप को लगता है कि हमें कुछ शक्ति आ गई है.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Das. I think it was a very enlightening and talk, and we could see a lot of activity which you have been doing in the villages, and especially empowering the women. And it is not only empowering the women, you have created a system where they can have a continuous source of livelihood. It is not that today only they are working and tomorrow they are not. The training, the skilling which you are giving to them is very impressive, and top of it, the amount of waste which is being recycled and the number of people women which you have trained. One woman in a family, if you pick up, you are touching the entire family. That is what we do for green energy also. If we educate the woman in using green energy or clean energy, we are trying to create a clean environment for the whole family. That is how we also look at it. So I want to thank you, and I want to compliment you that during the pandemic also, you were able to, continue this work and take it forward, and there was no break. And the way you are connected with the markets, that is wonderful. So I don't know if there are any questions. There's only one question from Mr. Veena. I think he's very impressed by this thing. He wants his business card to be printed. So I think we can tell him to connect with you, and is there. And where women are concerned, I feel people don't have questions. Whatever we do for women, how we push them, every
Hello.
Every step is welcome.
Hello.
Yeah. Once again,
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
I'm Dr. Shubhra from Amrit University.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I would like to first of all thank Ms. Das for giving this information. This is really a wonderful work that you have done.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw in the video that you are looking for replicating this, looking for partners who can replicate this model. So how can we do this here? Because we have also adapted 5 villages here in Panchgaon. So what will be the mechanism of doing this?
Yeah. May I know your name? I didn't get your name.
I'm Dr. Shubhra Das.
Okay,
Shubhra.
Dr. Shubhra,
Yes.
it's very, Dr. Shubhra, it's very, very nice to hear from you that you are interested to replicate this model. Is it near the Noida region, the Amrit University?
No. It's in the
Yeah.
Gurgaon. Amrit University, Gurgaon.
It's in Gurgaon. Okay, definitely. So because we can definitely, you can visit the organization once, and we can really see how we involve the 5 villages and the women in doing this. Because since we also work in the Gurgaon district and certain villages near Sona, so we can see that how this can be done. Because definitely, because this is because there's still a lot of waste which needs to be, right? So there's a lot of potential in the market these products can go, and there can be a lot of variation of the products which can be made. So I think a discussion can be taken over. We can do a discussion and see how it can be done in the next 5 villages with Amity University. Because if the university is interested, I'm sure there's a lot which can be done. Definitely, it's a very good thing, and I'll be interested to talk. Yeah.
Thank you. And one more thing that I want to know, the training that you provide, what is the time period and what will be the cost? Like, are you doing it for free or there's a cost involved in it?
No, the trainings are 2 types of trainings that we do. So trainings which we do in our own areas with our own villages, right? So these are some of the, it can be sound like recently last year, we did a training for 100 women. And these 100 women, we have taken the proposal to NABARD, and we are thankful to NABARD to support this development program on this waste management and, training this 100 women. So definitely to do a training, you need a trainer. You need to go to the villages. You need some kind of raw materials too. So there is a cost involved of the trainer and the raw materials and also the transportation, because you need to the villages, right? And also a little bit of the product development cost, because we don't marketing, you're only focused on the training and developing the products. So here's just by now. When we do the trainings for the other corporates or other organizations, because if we have our master trainers, if we coordinators, if we organize the raw materials, we do some kind of designing, develop a design, what can be done with this waste, right? So there is not free of cost. There is a cost which is assigned to it, because definitely because the master trainers need to be given their remuneration, there has to be a money for the raw materials. So yes, so we can discuss on this, and generally we do a 1 month or 2 month training, at least a 1 month, maybe not all days, like 15 days, 1 day with a gap, so that 1 day they train, second day they practice, right?
Okay.
Because that's how they have to build and master the software.
Thank you so much. I will definitely connect with you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Praveen ma'am, for giving this opportunity to listen to this talk.
There's one more question from Mr. Meena. He would like you to share your email address, so that Mr. Meena is from the ministry. He's from Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, a senior scientist there, and he would like to plan a visit to your center. And you
that's wonderful.
Yeah, he would like you please share your email
so
address.
much. Thank you so much, Deepen.
Yeah, and here in Skill Council also.
So I will see.
Here in Skill Council also, we would like to take it. I think you have heard the request of Mr. Meena.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you? Yeah, I thought I was on mute. Maybe he is requesting.
Exactly. Maybe I was requesting that if I'll get the email
Secondly,
ID through you, or you give me.
Also would like to interact with you further and see what sort of training and how we can, the entrepreneurship model which you are promoting, that will be of much interest. You know that we have already worked in the, villages in Haryana under the Smart Gram initiative, and women.
Yes.
There was a lot of transformation in the attitude of women, behavior of women, how they, what they were initially and how they become. Initially that inhibitions are there, but later on when you interact with them and you find that they are no different than us and they have a right and they should be pushed forward. So I think we should connect more.
Only the thing is, there is some kind of continuous hand-holding is required to a certain time, because this is something very new, People have been doing achar making, spice making, but never recycled or upcycled waste, So something, how to replicate, how to some kind of continuous, hand holding is required. I'm definitely, this is something where people will come for the support. People are buying the products, it's going, I mean, it's been, the journey is, I mean, that is the circular economy is getting fulfilled, I feel, to a certain aspect, we can definitely work together on this. Yeah, Dr. Dhamija. Yeah.
Dr. Dhamija, can I ask just one question?
Yeah, please.
Myself, Dr. Anil Kumar. We actually worked together with Dr. Dhamija earlier, and I was in Department of Environment, Government of Delhi. Actually, I had just suggestion, not the, thanks Nilanjana for the wonderful presentation and the sharing the thoughts, for the particularly rural area and other urban area both. I have a suggestion because particularly to go for really in upscaling in the mass scale, so there's some organization, they have developed very small paper recycling machines, because when we department, we just to distribute to schools and things like so that work can be, in the large scale, and it will be very helpful for the women. But some CSR company can sponsor that machines. You can try that, and there are some kind of development alternatives, and they have very good kind of machines. So instead of going for manually, they can use the machines, and not very costly, maybe 1 or 2 lakhs. I think that very small machines, paper recycling machines are there.
Okay. So we are in touch with development alternatives as well, because they also work with the paper thing, and we are also in touch with MSME now in Haryana, and trying to work with this food tea program. And secondly, this machine, I'd like to know more about this, the paper cutting machines, or what the paper
recycling actually. Paper recycling machine is a Tara. This is some, I think, organization.
Okay, definitely. I would like to...
Yeah, because we have eco club in schools in Delhi. We are distributed to all our schools eco clubs number of machines. So we can have a tie-up with the, and we fund can get from some CSR and other funds, and then that can be a good initiative, and for boosting their economy also.
Yeah. I also want to share something. In Skill Council, we have some training modules which we have developed for the, the paper bag making machines. We connected with some. They are doing good business there, and yeah, I don't know why it goes, So we have developed training modules, and now we intend to do some trainings in Northeast also. Set up trainers there where they can use those machines. So I think you can benefit from this also. We can connect you with that person, and you can see the modules, and you can see, because it was after a lot of effort that the paper, which and they are making paper bags which can be used even for carrying computers, and the machines, as Mr. Anil Kumar said, they're not expensive. So I think that also can be another venture, or it can be another outlet for you. You can connect with us, and
right. Because,
please. Yes, please.
We can associate some cluster of women with the machines, separate cluster who can work.
Yeah, that will be very good. I will connect you to them. Yeah. And if there are no more questions, then can we close? And I want to thank you once again. And I'm very sorry for the initial technical glitch we had, and all of you had to wait for some time. There was some gap. We tried to make it up with the video, but once again, sorry. The presentation was very good, and we have all gained a lot and got a lot of insight into what this organization, wonderful work this organization is doing, and how they have changed and transformed the lives of women in these villages. Thank you very much. Thanks to all. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the audiences who heard this. Thank you. কি রে বাবা, কি বাজে রে বাবা, উফ বাপরে বাপ, পাগল।